there's a part of me that thinks that maybe this time is different because the buyer is so different and the seller is so different. Like when you change the dynamic of the people that are controlling the asset themselves, the vast majority of them, you've got diamond hand holders like MicroStrategies accumulating at a rate that's so disproportionate to what the individual miner could do or the individual retail investor. It seems like from a retail perspective, we've entered into a new arena, essentially. What would be your take on that?
Fantastic point. And I really...
여러분, 비트코인이 달라졌습니다. 수십 년 나스닥을 추종하며 미국 주식의 눈치를 보던 비트코인이 근래에 독자적으로 움직이고 있는데요. 그 뒷배경에는 엄청난 매수세가 있었죠. 비트코인 시장에 무슨 일인지 알아보시죠.
I think you have to really think critically about market participants the way you just outlined. The subtle thing is, while the numbers are down, the number of block rewards are down, the price is higher. So the value that's getting bought and sold continues to increase. And so while I totally agree with the point that the miners have less incremental control, and then there's a second sinister part to this, which is what we've been talking about is spot. But most of the nastiness of the last year has nothing to do with spot. It has to do with future. And what does that mean? Like in the old days, if I had oil and I wanted to sell to you, right? I had to physically have it or have title to get it. Well, then the futures came along and said, hell to them. I can just write a contract with you. So you get these very weird, if you look at oil market, right? It'll go way, way up high and then it'll crash. And it'll go way, way up high and it'll crash. Well, in those big peaks and big crashes, what happens is the imbalance between paper and spot becomes very, very large. Well, remember 2017? I remember it to the day. December 18th was the peak.
Yeah.
And why was that the peak? Because that was the day they launched the future, which allowed institutions to go naked short and push down the price. So we went from 20 to 10, and then from 10 to 6, and then from 6 to 3.
Right.
And people said, oh my God, it's dead, it's over. It wasn't over. Public enemy number one is a scoreboard for that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why people hate Doge. I mean, and to your point, inflation, that thing that's supposed to be good for us. And what people just don't remember because they don't study history, from 1776, when this republic was formed, till 1913, a dollar was worth a dollar. A little fluctuation around wars and the free banking era, but a dollar's worth a dollar. There was no such thing as inflation. Since 1913, that dollar has turned into 3 cents. And so that theft, because here's the thing, why would a plan that takes half my purchasing power every 30 years be good for me? That makes no sense. And everybody's like, oh, but my house went up. No, it didn't. Your house did not grow. It did not get more efficient. It actually wore out. You had to put money into it. Your money got worse. And so Bitcoin as a scoreboard, or gold as a scoreboard, you're right, they don't like it. And so I also agree with the point on paper versus spot. What we'd really like is for everyone to have, a wallet and everybody to use this to exchange value in the peer-to-peer electronic cash. Not that we have to buy coffee with it, but if I want to send you value, we don't need to go through a bank and pay wire fees.
Well, I would make the argument just as an emergency fund. You keep emergency funds in highly liquid forms that you have direct control over, that you have proximity control over. Bitcoin, I would argue, is a better form.
여러분의 돈은 자신도 모르게 매년 가치가 깎여 나갑니다. 세금의 유형도 수십 가지이며 세금을 다 내고 남은 돈으로 자산을 취득해도 세금을 내죠. 자녀에게 물려줄 때도 세금을 내며 현금 중에 왕이라는 달러는 미국 정부에서 매년 무한히 발행하고 있으며 미국은 그 달러 지위로 세계 각국의 물건을 사들이고 있습니다. 여러분들은 훼손되지 않는 자산에 대해 관심을 가져보신 적 있으신가요? 지금부터 마크 유스코가 나의 자산을 온전히 지키는 방법에 대해서 알려줍니다.
If you look at the 4,000 banks that exist in the United States over the last 20 years, we've seen more than 10% of them fail, like over 500 failures. So if you're talking about getting cash today, I would argue Bitcoin is as good of an instrument as exists for that.
It's the
purpose.
ultimate savings tool. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Like I said, adoption, right? It's getting more participants involved, because the thing that bothers me about this recent downturn, it's on no volume, right? Oh my God, there have been outflows for 5 weeks. Yeah, how much? 5 billion, 6 billion? I mean, that's not a lot relative to 1.8 trillion. Well, then why is the price moving so much? Because of this financialization. And the thing that the people have a hard time with, and this is true of any asset, right? Think about NVIDIA stock. How much money did NVIDIA actually raise when they went public? Okay, not that much. How much is the value of that stock? What do you mean value? Because here's the thing. You're taking the price of, we'll get that price, and we're multiplying that by the billions of outstanding shares and getting a market cap. But here's the problem. If I had 1,000 shares, I'm not going to get that price. If I had 1 million shares, I'm not getting close to that price.
Yeah.
If I had 1 billion shares, I couldn't sell them. To your point, the extraction has to be liquidated. Mark and Elon own a bunch of Doge, right? At least that's what we think.
Mm-hmm.
And on paper, it's worth a bunch of money. No, it's not. Because the minute one of those two wallets sells one Doge, that price is collapsed.
Yeah.
It's going to collapse. And the only way is if you feed the ducks, right? If you are feeding into that frenzy of the money coming in, XRP comes to mind, which, it's
That
amazing.
knife cuts both ways, though. The last previous cycles, man, they weren't feeding the ducks; they were pulling back because they were selling ducks.
I don't know exactly, but it's amazing how people still don't understand that if a foundation or an individual owns the bulk of something, and they're selling it to you, they're not on your side. Literally,
Zero
you are
sum
their
game.
exit liquidity.
오늘 마크 유스코는 시장 참여자들에게 쓴소리를 많이 했는데요. 리플과 도지코인을 많이 보유하고 있는 건 발행한 재단과 유명인들이죠. 그리고 그걸 개인들에게 계속 팔고 있고요. 최근에 제2의 루나 사태라는 만트라라는 코인도 시가총액이 8조에서 단 몇 개의 캔들로 가치가 30분의 1토막 넘게 났습니다. 그럼에도 많은 투자자들은 리스크를 감수하고 돈을 벌기 위해서 비트코인 시장에 뛰어드는 것이죠. 하지만 급등락하는 비트코인 시장에서 급등과 급락을 반복하는 차트를 보고도 개인 투자자들이 욕심과 공포를 떨쳐내고 평정심과 내 자산이 우상향을 하는 것은 말처럼 쉽지가 않으실 겁니다. 저 또한 전업투자자 생활을 오래 했지만 항상 좋은 자리를 기다리고 인내해야 수익을 조금씩 낼 수 있었습니다. 그래서 저희 앤드류 트레이딩 팀에서는 어떻게 하면 일반 개인 투자자들도 투자 시장에서 수익을 낼 수 있을까? 구독자분들께 어떻게 하면 조금이라도 도움을 좀 드릴 수 있을까? 고민을 하다가 구독자분들도 비트코인이 명확하게 상승 추세가 나왔을 때만 투자를 하실 수 있게 한다면 수익이 조금 나지 않을까? 라는 생각을 하게 되었는데요. 제가 전업 투자를 하면서도 개발자로 오래 일을 했기 때문에 저도 써볼 겸 유료 결제를 해서 결국 만들었습니다. 바로 비트코인이 정말 신뢰할 수 있는 상승 추세인 건지 횡보인지 하락인지 알 수 있게 도움을 주는데요. 지금 보고 계시는 건 비트코인 차트인데요. 제가 빨간색 네모박스로 표시해둔 곳을 보시면 주황색 61선과 파란색 121선이 교차하는 구간에서 추세가 변동되는 걸 보실 수 있습니다. 실제로 지금 비트코인은 최근에 61선과 121선이 데드크로스 하방 교차하면서 조정이 나오고 있는데요. 제가 운영 중인 앤드류 관점 채널에서는 보시다시피 2월 25일부터 제가 줄 곧 비트코인 하락 관점을 제가 말씀드리고 리스크 관리에 대해서 말씀을 드렸고 많은 분들이 도움을 받으셨습니다. 물론 데드크로스가 난다고 해서 무조건 하락하지도 상승하지도 않습니다. 저희 앤드류 트레이딩 팀에서 개발한 알파빗 지표는 약 8개의 고급 추세 기준과 트레이더들의 노하우를 담아서 차트가 상승할 확률이 높을 때 신호가 나오도록 개발을 하였습니다. 그 결과 저희 전문 트레이딩 팀 또한 판단에 도움받을 정도로 만족할 만한 놀라운 성과를 보였습니다. 시중에 유료로 팔 수 있을 정도로 가치 있는 지표이지만 저희 앤드류 채널 영상을 시청해주시는 구독자분들께는 무료로 제공해드리기로 마음먹었습니다. 저 또한 며칠 밤새 테스트하며 어렵게 만든 지표이지만 구독자분들 성원에 힘입어 저 또한 도움을 받고 있기 때문에 어렵게 공유드리기로 마음먹었습니다. 초보자분들부터 경력이 오래된 트레이더분들까지 굉장히 큰 도움을 받을 수 있는 지표라 도움이 되실 거라고 자부합니다. 신청 방법은 하단 더보기란과 고정 댓글에 나와 있으니 많은 신청 부탁드리고 이번 하락장에서 모두 잘 살아남으셔서 좋은 성적 내시면 좋겠습니다.